Sky Sports reporter Mark McAdam has provided some insight into the latest developments surrounding Liverpool's defensive situation, particularly.
Yeah, two players, one potentially leaving Liverpool. Jarell Quansah, he's out with the England under-21s at the moment. We understand there's a deal that's been agreed with Bayer Leverkusen, which is around 40 million euros, around 34 million pounds. However, that won't happen imminently because he's still in a major tournament. So that will probably happen after the tournament is done. But we understand that one, club to club, is virtually all but agreed. Just a case of medical and personal terms to be sorted for Jarell Quansah. But it means that Arne Slot is going to lose a centre-back. We also know that Konate is going into the last year of his Liverpool contract. So therefore, potentially, do they have their eye on bringing in centre-backs? Yes, they do. One player of interest, but yet to have any formal kind of dialogue with Crystal Palace is the Crystal Palace defender Marc Guehi. He's into the last year of his contract. Of course, an FA Cup winner, someone that's been watched by a number of other Premier League sides. There was that long, ongoing pursuit from Newcastle last summer where I think it was their fourth or their fifth offer got rejected by Crystal Palace, which is around £65 million. But he's another player into the last 12 months of his contract. And because of that Premier League experience, there are a number of sides interested in him, one of those being Liverpool.
Require a bid in excess of £50 million to even start a conversation. Guehi's performances in the Premier League and with England have only solidified his reputation. McAdam pointed out that his composure under pressure and ability to read the game are traits that have stood out, especially against top-tier opposition. Liverpool scouts have reportedly compiled detailed dossiers on him. Despite Liverpool's interest, McAdam emphasized that no formal bid has yet been made. Discussions are at an exploratory stage, with Liverpool weighing up their priorities in the transfer market. They are cautious about overspending early in the window, especially given the multiple areas they hope to strengthen. He also reported that Guehi is currently focused on the European Championship with England, and both he and his representatives are unlikely to engage in any transfer discussions until after the tournament. Liverpool are said to respect that and are willing to wait. On the other hand, McAdam brought attention to a surprising development involving young defender Jarell Quansah. Bayer Leverkusen, now managed by Xabi Alonso, are reported to have agreed a fee in principle with Liverpool for the 21-year-old centre-back. The fee, believed to be in the region of £25 million with add-ons, reflects Quansah's strong performances during the second half of last season. McAdam noted that Leverkusen see Quansah as a player who can contribute immediately and continue to develop in the Bundesliga. Quansah broke into the Liverpool first team last season due to injuries to senior defenders, and McAdam described his rise as one of the positives of the campaign. He was praised for his physicality, aerial ability, and poise on the ball, making him a valuable asset in a transitional Liverpool squad. However, McAdam also made it clear that Liverpool's decision to potentially part ways with Quansah has not been taken lightly. The club values him and had planned to integrate him further under the new manager. His departure would be contingent on bringing in another quality defender. Leverkusen, fresh from an unbeaten domestic season and a strong showing in Europe, are keen to reinforce their squad. McAdam said Alonso personally identified Quansah as a player who fits the club's ethos: young, coachable, and tactically versatile. Talks between the clubs have reportedly progressed rapidly over the past week. While Liverpool had initially shown reluctance to sell, the possibility of reinvesting the funds in a more experienced defender like Guehi made the decision more palatable. McAdam pointed out that the scenario is still fluid. While a fee may have been agreed, personal terms and final approvals are still pending. Quansah himself is understood to be open to the move, though he is not pushing for an exit. Liverpool fans may be divided on the potential transfer. McAdam acknowledged that while some see Quansah's sale as premature, others recognize the club's need to evolve and make difficult decisions to maintain competitiveness. In a broader context, McAdam emphasized that Liverpool's transfer strategy is evolving under new leadership. The days of relying solely on analytics are being blended with traditional scouting and managerial preferences under Arne Slot and sporting director Richard Hughes. McAdam also noted that Liverpool have multiple defensive targets in mind. Guehi is one of several players on the radar, with others including Lille's Lenny Yoro and Torino's Alessandro Buongiorno. The final decision will depend on availability, cost, and the suitability to Slot's system. Slot himself is reportedly an admirer of Guehi's style. McAdam said the Dutch manager has already reviewed extensive video analysis of the player and considers him an ideal candidate for a high defensive line, given his pace and tactical awareness. However, the competition for Guehi is expected to be fierce. McAdam highlighted that other top Premier League clubs, including Manchester United and Arsenal, have also shown interest in the defender. This could complicate Liverpool's pursuit and drive up the asking price. If Guehi were to join Liverpool, McAdam suggested he would likely be partnered with either Virgil van Dijk or Ibrahima Konate, providing a balance of youth and experience. This could also allow for smoother rotation and reduce injury risks over a long season. McAdam reiterated that timing will be key in both the Guehi and Quansah situations. With the Euros ongoing and the new season fast approaching, Liverpool must act decisively but sensibly to ensure their squad is ready. He added that Guehi's camp has remained professional throughout, declining to comment publicly about transfer speculation. This aligns with the player's reputation as focused and grounded, qualities that Liverpool value highly. As for Quansah, McAdam said the player's maturity beyond his years has impressed both coaching staff and teammates. Should he depart, he would do so with the club's best wishes and an understanding that he could one day return. The potential exit of Quansah also raises questions about Liverpool's youth development strategy. McAdam mentioned that while the club is proud of its academy, they also recognize the need to strike a balance between development and results. McAdam emphasized that the club's decision-making process is now more collaborative than in the past. Transfer decisions involve input from the manager, sporting director, data analysts, and ownership representatives. He also noted that the Premier League's new financial regulations have made clubs more cautious in spending. Liverpool, while financially stable, are mindful of maintaining sustainability in their wage structure and transfer investments. McAdam remarked that Guehi is seen not only as a quality defender but also as a potential leader. Palace have benefited from his influence on and off the pitch, and Liverpool view him as someone who could eventually take on a similar role at Anfield. Regarding Quansah, McAdam revealed that Leverkusen have promised him regular playing time, which could be a decisive factor. With Liverpool's centre-back depth, his minutes may be more limited in the short term. McAdam underlined the irony that a club like Leverkusen, with a Liverpool legend at the helm, could be the one to benefit from the Reds' talented youngster. He added that Alonso's admiration for Liverpool's academy products remains strong. Though Guehi remains the more likely incoming transfer, McAdam was cautious about declaring anything imminent. Liverpool's strategy under Slot is methodical and measured, with the club prioritizing quality over quantity this summer. He clarified that the Guehi interest predates Slot's arrival, with Liverpool's recruitment team having tracked him for over a year. However, Slot's approval has added momentum to the club's efforts. Meanwhile, Quansah's potential departure is symbolic of the tough decisions clubs must make when managing squad depth and player development. McAdam stressed that this is not a reflection of the player's quality, but rather a strategic decision. If Guehi is signed and Quansah departs, McAdam believes it will signal a shift toward more established defensive options. This could be crucial in a season where Liverpool aim to challenge across 4 competitions. McAdam concluded by saying that Liverpool's defensive reshaping this summer will define much of Arne Slot's first season. Whether it's retaining Quansah, signing Guehi, or exploring other targets, the decisions made in the coming weeks will be pivotal. Liverpool are still exploring other markets as well, according to McAdam, and they're not ruling out signing 2 defenders if the right opportunities arise. This would offer depth and future-proofing in key areas. While fans eagerly await official announcements, McAdam advised patience. The transfer window is long, and Liverpool are determined to make intelligent, impactful additions rather than reactive signings. Ultimately, McAdam portrayed the current scenario as one of opportunity and calculated risk. Liverpool stand at a crossroads with 2 promising defenders heading in potentially different directions, each move shaping the team's future identity. Though nothing is finalized, McAdam stressed that the decisions regarding Guehi and Quansah will be closely tied to each other. One transfer may very well dictate the necessity or feasibility of the other. The coming days will be crucial, and as McAdam summed up, Liverpool's defensive decisions this summer are about more than just players, they're about building the next era of Anfield success.